All right, awesome, guys. So we've already just gone through tracking all the instruments. We're going back to the very beginning. Part A, or part one, was you should have seen how I set up my drums, how I kind of set up all the channels and some of the plugins that I use for that. You should have seen that. And then part two was you watched me record everything. Now we're into part three, which is the mixing, the editing, mixing, and mastering. So now, first thing before we start, I just want to encourage you, don't feel like you have to buy all these plugins that I'm going to show. I'm going to show you all the tricks and stuff I do, but I don't want you to feel like, oh no, this plugin costs this much. Oh, this costs this much. Your DAW, whether it's Logic, whether it's whatever it is, Pro Tools, Studio One. There's so many different ones, Vegas. There's so many different platforms out there, or DAWs, and they all come with stock standard plugins that do a great job. You can do so much. So one of the biggest things I want you to take away, and I needed to learn earlier on, is that it's the ear, not the gear. So I remember that. So just keep tweaking, keep learning your stuff. And it's amazing how much you can really do with some of the stock stuff. So, of course, I'm going to recommend stuff that I'm doing, but you don't feel like you have to. Trust me, you can do it without it. You totally can do it without it. Do it without the plugins, because there's, one of the biggest things that kind of stopped me for a while is like, oh, I don't have the plugins, I can't do that. And that's not true. You can do it with where you're at. Buying guitars, I've been able to get guitars after a while, but do it with the guitar you've got. If you've got a keyboard, if we're doing, we're talking about Southern Swamp cues here, but if you're doing do with whatever you've got. If it's a piano thing, do it with the piano you have, the piano samples you have. Start with where you're at and then upgrade as those royalty checks come in. So awesome. Let's dive right in. So here we are. We're going to be editing, and we're going to be mixing and mastering all kind of at the same time. So here we go. Let's dive in. All right. So here we are. We got the screen here. Everything's good. We're going to take the click off. We are going to have a look at the acoustics first. The reason I zoom in big like this is I can see any of these little scratches or anything. I can see them really clear, and that's just an editing thing. So let's just go through and edit that real quick. All right, so we got this one here. So just clean up that. All right, cleaning up. All right, I do like my bass up here with my drums. So let me just move it up to the drums. So that's where the bass goes. I'm just going to listen to the rhythm before I get to that melody. Let's have a listen. Let's just go through the bass and acoustics. We'll go through it all. We'll just line up as we go. Bit early. It's okay if that's a little late. You don't want to be early. You want to be fashionably late. So here we go. All right, so we're going to pan these left, right. We're going to pan these. Those are acoustic guitars. As we go, we are just, we're going to throw some EQs on. This is my EQ here. I like this one. Yep. So this is the H EQ. I like it because you can actually see the frequency as well. So you can visualize it and you can see what you're hearing as well. So let's just put that. Now, the first thing I do with acoustics is they don't need anything down low. They've got no business being down low. So I'll just cut off that. But let's have a listen to see how much we're cutting off. Now, so these electrics I can hear, they got a bit of reverb on them. I don't want any reverb on that. I want them dry. So let's just put up the a bit of the attack of the compressor as well as the treble. That's fine. I just copy that down. I could make those tracks a stereo, but I prefer to do it that way. So let's get rid of these guys. Now with the electrics as well, I do an EQ as well. A little different, maybe. Let's have a look. Now I like to EQ before it hits the effects. It's just everyone does a different way, but I like to do that. I like to clean up anything I don't want. I won't do anything over here. I won't boost anything or anything. I'll usually do that afterwards. So I am hearing a little, maybe 2K, maybe 1K in there. So let me just. Oops, factory default. All right, so all right, so I should have had a ring out note here. Good news is I know that's a D there, so I'm going to take the D from the end, just drop it over here. All right, now before we get going, I'm hearing a little bit of distortion, which means that I'm overdriving some of the channels. I like to put it through a bus first. So let's just get my buses out. All right, so over here I have a preset, which saves me probably 10 minutes. So I just go to add a new track, and you can Google how to do this, but it's such an awesome shortcut. So here is my full mix. So enter. It's going to create me all my subs and everything. See, it just created all these. I've got my master limiter, which you'll see in a minute. I got my mix down. I got a bunch of stuff here that's really cool. I know I don't have any strings in this mix. So let's delete that. I don't have any piano. Do I have a piano one? Yeah, piano. I don't have any piano. Delete. I do like that drums there on the 1176. Master, we've got a mix. LV, we do have a melody, so I'll keep that. I'll send the LV. I'll send the melody to the LV. All right, cool. So now we go up here. This is the slide. This is the melody. Let's send that to the LV melody. Then this over here is guitars, electric guitars. We send them to the electric guitar. I don't have one, so I am going to send it to another one, to the BVs, but then I'm going to have to create a BV, so I need to reassign that. All right, there we go. So that's electric guitars. Let's bring that up here. All right, so then we've got some reverb. I'm not going to have any delay on this. These are just my sends. And again, if this goes over your head a little bit, you can go ahead and study all this and just find out what I'm talking about here, going to the buses. But it always sounds better if you can kind of group things and send them to buses. Like, you're going to see that this just sounds so much better already. And some of the plugins on every bus, I have a compressor. It's the my favorite. It's the SSL Solid State Logic. the G-Bus compressor. It just works so well. So I actually put it on all of them. It just sounds great. So I put it on drums. I put it on. This is my parallel drums. I'll explain that in a second. We've got bass. We're going to put it on bass. We're going to put acoustic guitar. We're going to electric guitar. You'll see it's on all of them. So here we go. So let's dive in. Oh, we need to set these ones up. Acoustics, acoustic guitars. They're not even there. Acoustics. There we go. So now we got bass. One of my go-tos for bass is the LA2A. So you can have this in any. I like this one. It's a little bit more punchy, I think, but pick and choose whichever one you like. I like this one, the Waves one. And then our drums need to go to our drums. There we go. So everything's assigned. So listen to this as soon as I play it. I don't know about you, but I could hear that straight away. It just drove so much more. It was just felt really big, felt really solid. So okay, so let's where we're up to. I think we're up to here. Yeah, I drag that over here. Okay, so the first thing, this is getting into a little bit of the mastering side, but we want to put a limiter on it. We want to make sure that we have a brick wall limiter where it won't go any further than 0.1. So it's not even, it's like a tenth of a dB. One would be, there's your dB, 1 dB. We want to be just as high as we possibly can, but not 0. So we won't get any feedbacks. I mean, we won't get any distortion. So this is cool. We'll just pull this down as we go. Now, one of the things I want to tell you is if you're just starting out, 3 is your best friend. Don't go, when you're reducing or squashing things, basically turning down the threshold, don't go any lower than 3. Like here's a, so that's like -12. You're squashing everything down, -12. It's too much. It's too much. If you keep it around under max 3, 4, somewhere around that, you'll find it's like the saying I use is many hands make light work. So have many plugins doing little bits of work, and you'll find, or lots of compressors doing little bits of work than one just doing all the work. That's a good little secret. Take that and try that. That's why I have all these compressors and everything's doing just a little bit. So having a listen, let's have a listen to what -3 would do. It's just, no, it's just horrible. So, all right, cool. Keep moving along. Here we go. So let's have a look and listen to the next part. This guy's a little late, isn't he? You know, I'm even just looking at these visually. I can see they're out. So we want to line them up, make them tight. All right, these guys are out too. Whoop, not that one. All right, so now I'm going to copy this guitar over that I was using before for the slide for the other electric. I'll just copy it over, and I will have a listen to it, and I might change it up a little bit. EQs, I don't want anything low in there. Let's have a look, see if I got any. I don't need any of that low stuff. I don't want it. It's getting in the way of the bass. So that's one of the biggest things I do, just to clean your mix up and not make it muddy. All right, now these guys are going to have a bit of reverb on them. Now I'm going to send the reverb. I like this reverb better. It's pretty too much. I'm sending it to the verb, and the verb here, the reverb that I got is the Valhalla. I have it set to now, like I don't want, although it is vintage verb, I like it. This is a setting I've used. Take a screenshot of this, save it as one of the settings you like. You know, I don't like, you just got to cut out some of that lows. You just want to make sure it's nice. Anyway, so I like this setting. It's kind of my go-to at the moment. Of course, it always changes. So let's hear it. All right, cool. Here's a little trick for you for shortcuts. If you have Pro Tools, this works really well. So you just go over here and you select I don't know what you call this, but you select rhythm. It's been a while since I learned it, but this is a really cool trick. Just go to Analyst, and then it comes up with all the parts. You just get rid of the 16ths or the ones in between that you don't want. Just make sure they're all hitting on notes that you'd want to move. Yep. Yep. And then you just hit quantize by 16ths. See, just moved everything, made it all tight, and just to save it, really commit it. So there we go. Love it. See how cool that was. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create another track, and I just delete that. Sometimes I just copy the track, and I'm going to grab these guys because I want them to have a ton of reverb on it. And then I'm actually going to create another track here. And I'm going to put that. All I'm doing here is I just want to move this over. So you can do this many different ways, but I just don't want that to. I don't want it to be too far left and that one too far right. Might even work again. Let's have a listen. Works again. Yep, works great. Great. And usually that acoustic guitar over here is hear all that? That's why we did this other acoustic. Let's see if that's better. Oh, yes. So there we go. That's great. All right, so cleaning up still and editing as we go. Sorry, editing and mixing as we go. All right, so we see that there, that there. Okay, so I can see some stuff here that might be a bit problematic. We'll see. I'm always doing fades on everything because the last thing you want is a little pop and you're like, where is it? So as a rule, I just see things like this and I just have to put a fade on it so it fades up. I just clean it all up. Clean it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, but there was no kick there. There's my kick. Now I know over here, when I was recording, look, I'm missing a part here on my acoustics. It's right there, but guess what? I knew that I did the exact same thing over here. Whoa, not there. I did the exact same thing over here. So I just, come on, same thing. All right, number 4, that's my shortcut. All right, did the same thing over here. So I'm just gonna grab that and I'm bringing it over there. Is it the right spot? There. All right, so we're cleaning up and we are getting there. So now I need another a kick on the very end. All right, we're just getting rid of all that. We just want to kick in hats, kick in a cymbal. All right, let's grab a couple snares. There we go. Great, awesome. Now I wanted to do a kick thing over here. And again, guys, I just want to keep, let me just take a few seconds out. You might think right now, gosh, he's so fast. How I know there's even faster people out there than me for sure. But the thing is, after you do it so many times, your fingers, you wouldn't believe how many fills I've like just moving some of those beats around. I know exactly what I'm trying to do and how quick it is. It's almost, yeah, you get it with time. You just get it with time. You just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And I love this. I love programming stuff. I love making music, and I love this end product when it's like, yeah, that's the sound I wanted, you know. And you know, and it's so easy to do. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. All right, so here we go. That's my little rant. You can do it. All right, let's have a look at this kick pattern. I didn't like it, so I wanted to change it. Oh, I just want to do dun dun, kind of following that bass. Not too busy. I want it to break down. Let's do another fill. Simple fill right there. I just copied and pasted. That compressor work a little bit. It's pulling up the silent parts, so I don't want to pull that up. Oops. All right, so I don't want to pull that. I don't want to turn up the quiet parts. All right, I see a little bump there. I want everything quiet. Oops. All right, so here we go. We're getting there. That's what we want with that big stop. So then I'm gonna make sure everything's quiet in there. Great edit point right there. And I'm missing my kick again. Sometimes it does this when you copy and paste. I'm just going to do a quick little fill. Let's do another. That's good, actually. All right, so lots of cymbals on this last part. It's the big part of the song. couple of snares. All right, great. So now we're going to add a shaker. I want a shaker in there. So I'm just going to grab one thing I like to do. It's just so easy. Is create another track, send it to the drums. Now you can add a shaker in Addictive Drums, but I don't know. I like this. This is something I just do a lot. Easy Drummer. I don't know. Maybe I started on Easy Drummer, so it's just a lot easier. You search, just go through your files, and I have this Modern Percussion or the Easy Drummer 2 percussion. I don't know if it comes with. I don't know what it comes with. I can't remember. But you just grab. I want to grab a tambourine. So straight. No, I just want big, just 16th. So here we go. We're just going to add it on this. So when we get to the end part. Give it a bit of verb, send it off to the verb. We are rocking and we are rolling. So let's add the melody. Okay, so melody, we're going to want some verb on it. So I just bring these down. Too much. But you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do a quick I'm looking at, actually, it's not too bad. I'm looking at if it's out of time. It's not too bad. It's a little early, but not bad, not bad. So let's just see what it sounds like. What I'm going to do is just bring that slowly, automate that volume up. Oops. So slowly, let me just consolidate that. All right, then we pull the main volume down. All right, so sometimes the it doesn't work very well when you do it that way. Sometimes you just got to actually manually go in, and sometimes it's a little easier. So, so let's pull it down. You know what? I don't like it. So I don't. It's just not kind of working. So let's just mute it. All right. So these are a little loud. go. That's starting to sound really cool. Okay, so of course we could keep tweaking through things. I actually want to go up and just edit some of the drums here. But this is the basis of, we are pretty much nearly done. We just have to go down and, well, let me walk you through a few of the settings that I have. So the slide is going to the LV. Now the LV, I have just the comp on, and it's only pushing no more than 3. Let's have a look. Let's just double check it. Yep. All right. So the acoustic guitar has the same stuff. So I'm sending reverb to the Valhalla, and that's a whole mix of all the reverb. If I mute that, everything will sound dry. This gives it so much more ambience. Oh, the drums. So I like to squash, do a parallel compression, squash. I squash the heck out of these guys. So I push the all button, everything's squashed. It's a great little trick. Try it on your drums. So here's another little trick I like to do on bass. I take up a little bit of the 60 or somewhere around there where it's the bass is getting in the way of the kick, and then all of a sudden the kick punches through. It's a great little trick. Check this out. So you like the sound of it. Okay, so acoustics, electrics, pretty much the same. I wind out all the lows just to clean. The only thing lows is drums, so the kick drum and the bass. That's all I want in that low stuff. So, okay, so let's talk about mastering now. So I got my limiter on. One very simple thing that I often do is always make sure your limiter is last, but I do like this plugin down here. What is it? It's Plugin Alliance, Dangerous Audio. They have a mastering setup, which is really, really kind of cool. It does some stuff I haven't seen in other plugins. I think the Mag EQ does it too, but I like to cut out everything below, is it 12 kilohertz, which is awesome. And then I want to cut anything above 70. You can't even hear that high. So, and then I bump it up just a little bit more, and I actually have a setting here. There it is. So I cut it up, and that's about all I do. I do a tiny little bit about around 7.1, tiny bit. But anyway, so this one usually works a lot for what I like. Cool. So here's another one little last trick I'll do is I'll import one of my favorite. It's right there already. Awesome. It's called the Awesome Awesome Organic Reverse Cymbals that I created a while ago. They just seem to work in everything. You're going to hear my little secret. This one's in so many songs. So this little guy here. Yep. So I want that to go to drums. I just want to give it that ending that just really pops. really gives it, and it's just a reverse cymbal. That's all it is. EQ, I don't want any lows in that. That's the other reverse. Here's my reverse. It's pretty loud, so I'm going to turn it down. Yeah, let's go down about here. It's very subtle, but it's just awesome, organic reverse cymbal. all right. So all right. We are about to do a mix down. Now at this point, I think we've been mixing for about an hour. So at this point, it's a great for me. I like to just take a break and do a mix down. So then you can come back to it, and it takes me about 2 or 3 mixes to kind of really kind of get where I want it to be. So yeah, do a mix down and come back to it with fresh ears, and then it's usually a tweak. It's usually well, the snare is pretty loud or something. Just before I do, there was one thing that I wanted to do on these drums. That kick drum, I don't like it, so I'm going to go into Addictive Drums here and change that kick drum. So what kit have we got here? Oh, we're on the Fairfax. All right. I want to change the kit. I want the kit to be Black Velvet. Are used to the other one. I want the other one back. Yeah, I want the other one. We are done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a fade here. All right. there we go. So we've done our first bounce. Where do we start? Oops. So just a beat before, or an eighth. There we go. All right, Southern Rock. Let's just keep it that name for now. Interleaving 2448. Add, yeah, that's fine. Bounce session to files. That's fine. Bounce files. Yep. And off and on. There we go. So we bounced down our first track. Swamp, swamp, swamp. Here we are. So that's basically the whole setup of how you just keep doing the tunes. Now, of course, I would probably go back and I was kind of like, I just want to keep pushing through, but there's a few things that I'd go back and tweak. Maybe have a look at a couple of those drum fills, a couple of those drum sounds. It might be, I got a feeling it could be a little bit messy towards the end, or too many parts moving around. So I might juggle them with a little bit of EQ, or maybe take some out, mute some out. But apart from that, the guts of the song is right here. It's the Southern Swamp is right here. It rained and the gators came and we did a song for them. So awesome. Well, I know you guys probably got a ton out of that, so you probably have to rewatch over and over and over again. But it's been so much fun hanging with you guys. So yeah, so let's hear your swampy cues, and I'd love to hear them and see what you come up with. So awesome.